Hi, Adam. Nice to meet you. By the way, I'm Mafe. I'm not Alejandra. That's my sister. 'Cause I'm using her computer.
Very cool. Very cool.
Okay. Well, I like doing this Zoom interviews because we actually get to see you like personal. I think your studio is that your house.
Oh yeah, this is actually my house. Yeah, this is my room. I've set it up. I have like this microphone that I was trying to adjust the stand. It doesn't go further than. Oh, there we go. See, now it looks like I'm just in a room. You know, it's good. But the microphone. I like to, pretend that I'm always in the studio. It's good.
Well, that looks like relaxing for a musician, right?
Yeah, very, very relaxing. Yeah.
Well, yeah, this interviews let us get to know more of the artists we're interviewing, so it's pretty nice.
So very cool. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Well, so I read. Oh, this is Boo.
Hi, Boo.
Yeah, you me too. Okay.
Very cool. Very cool.
I read, and we find a lot of stuff in the internet. So please let me know if this is true.
Yeah.
Did you study opera in college? So like.
I did.
Oh, really? So opera, as in like the classical music, because that's
Yes.
what I get. Oh, cool. So were you singing like that? 'Cause really?
I was. It was very interesting. It's very different from what I sing now. But yeah, I went to school for it, and I have my degree in it. But I never, I was never really good enough to do it. They just needed like more. They need more like men in the program. They were just like, hey, do you want to do this? Because like you can help move the sets and you can like, we need you. And I was like, okay, I have no idea what I'm doing, and then I wound up getting my degree in it. So it was really fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a nice experience. I actually studied, like I used to sing when I was 14, 15. And
Wow.
I had like personal lessons with an opera teacher too. So
Wow.
I'm so curious because it's so different from what you do right now.
It is, yeah.
Well, that's good. So I guess you've been connected to music since you were little, right?
Yeah.
So were you always like decided to be a musician, or if you weren't, what would you have been?
Oh man, I think I was always sort of destined to do it only because my parents are both. My dad is a classical guitar player, and my mom is she went to school for a classical voice as well. So they were just like a singer and a guitar player together. So in my whole family, everybody did music. So there wasn't really, I don't remember ever having like another option. It was very a very musical environment. So it was just sort of what I always planned on doing. Even though I wasn't that good at it to start, so I really needed the lessons. I needed the classes, to get better. So.
Well, I mean, that's normal. We all have hidden talents and we need to potentiate them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you are also a singer-songwriter. And so I read this post. It was a long time ago that when you started the Lullaby Hotline.
Yeah.
Right. So you were like, I write 50 million songs a day.
Yeah.
I know that might not be literal,
no,
probably not. But I guess you're saying you do write a lot. So where do you get inspiration for all these songs? Like, do you even write about, I don't know, like a soda just drink or?
I could. I mean, you could definitely everything. It's sort of like you can sort of find inspiration with anything. And I think a lot of it is always being just like hyper aware of like the mundane and the boring things. I really like writing about like boring things and then trying to make it interesting. And there's a lot of boring things that happen throughout the day. So I think that's sort of my, it ranges from those small moments to, like heartbreak and, love and all this stuff, these bigger things. So I think it just, ranges, on the spectrum of that and just sort of pulling from each and just coming up with things. And, I don't really do much else besides write songs. So, it winds up being, trying to write about everything.
All right. And since you just told us it's about everything, what's the weirdest song you wrote in your life?
The weirdest song?
Yeah, like you could like Smelly Cat. Have you seen Friends?
Yeah.
In that sense,
yeah,
what's the weirdest song?
There's definitely the weirdest I know the weirdest word I ever put in a song, which it's not out yet, but it was on the Lullaby Hotline, but it'll be out like maybe in a couple months or so, or maybe next year at some point. I wrote a song where the first line has the word umbilical cord in it, which is just like the thing that you cut from the bass, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it was a task. It was like somebody asked me, they were like, it was like the same thing. They were like, you write these songs about everything. Like, can you write a song about this? And I was like, I don't know. And so I just tried to fit it in. So it wound up working out. So.
Oh, really? So we're gonna hear a song about umbilical cords, like
maybe sometime in maybe sometime next year. Yeah. So just beware. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, but cool. I mean, I've never heard that before. It sounds so cool.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, so you dropped your EP, your last EP, before the pandemic started. Now you dropped your first album during a pandemic. How did that change your expectations?
Yeah, I think with expectations, it's a lot of times it's better to not have any, right? You know,
right.
And there's always a reason to not put out music. You know, you can sort of think of everything, even without the pandemic, you know, like you can talk yourself basically out of doing anything with like some logic. And I think releasing music is sort of like you're taking a chance anyway. So I was sort of getting to the spot where, because I write a lot of songs, I was sort of, you know, I had a lot of these songs, and to move on from them, just like emotionally or, you know, just like playing wise, you know, I feel like I've had like, you know, sort of better songs. So it's basically like you want to put them out, because if they don't come out like now, they'll never come out. You know, it's the sort of thing where you have to, you know, music sort of takes some sort of editing and whatnot. And I just felt like it was the right time to do it. I felt like shows were going to start coming back and, you know, things, but I definitely took a lot of time off from releasing music. But, you know, at a certain point, like I do it as much as for myself as I do it for, you know, the people who listen to my music. You know, it's cathartic for me to release music, and it feels good. And I think we're all sort of looking for things that make us feel good, you know.
Right. It's not just a job for you. I mean, musician, I think it's being an artist. I think it's like a different kind of job. Like it's not like a thing you do for have to do it, but you do it because you do it, right? Yeah.
I get to do it. It's like it's always the like I'm lucky that I don't have to do anything. I just get to do them. You know, it's like even just one word, you know, the change in there. I feel very lucky. Yeah.
Okay, good. So since we were talking about all this time that we had to spend at home, and well, you were just working on your music. So how did you kill time in quarantine, apart from, of course, songwriting, because that's something I'm guessing you do a lot.
Yeah, I went on a lot of walks, did a lot of walking around like the neighborhood and everything. I taught my grandma how to use FaceTime, so I could FaceTime her. So it's like we got everything down. We are like locked in. You know, now she FaceTimes me about every day. So
does she have a Facebook too now? It's like every single. Oh, really?
Yeah, she does, and she has like the thing that she got this quarantine too is I taught her how to use YouTube. So now she has a YouTube channel and she loves it.
You should totally teach her how to use TikTok now. She has to be like a full social media.
That might be a little tough. Maybe the next time I see her, you know, we'll get her on TikTok. She'll really be, you know, then she'll really be like the internet queen. So.
Right. Okay. So did you learn any new abilities? For example, I couldn't cook like. Not anything, not even the jello that I made would be like hard in the fridge, you know? So did you learn anything? Because I learned how to cook. That was good.
I learned, that's a really great skill. I definitely cooked more than I had ever cooked before. I was like, you know, doing those things. But the one thing that I really learned how to do was like rollerblade. I had never like ice skate. Yeah, I even did that some in like the winter. I flew to a state that was really cold, and they have like ice rinks everywhere. So I was just ice skating a lot. You know, I just figured just basically anything, you know, that would just sort of take a lot of time without just like looking at your cell phone. So. Right.
Yeah. It was a tough time too. Okay. So can you explain to us, especially because I read about this, but like I didn't quite get it. So when you started this Melchor Lullaby Hotline, I read that you were sending songs to fans. So are these songs the ones that we just listened to in the album, or did it like extra songs that we were not gonna have the chance to listen to yet?
It's a little combination of both. So basically I did a song a week for about like a year. So it was 52 songs. And then then I basically just picked 12 of them that I put out on the Hotline and just put them on Spotify. So there is like 40 songs that like nobody has heard, you know, but some of them I did wind up making public on YouTube. So they're sort of just floating in YouTube and stuff like that. So, but these 12 are like basically the ones that like I love the most and that make the most sense together. So I just wanted to, you know, get them all, the best ones out basically.
Okay, and so are we gonna get to hear the others for volume 2? Because if there's a volume 1, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm gonna try to do the Lullaby Hotline, another 52 songs, like another year. I think I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I think season 2 of it essentially is coming probably this summer and stuff. So I'm getting some stuff together. And so some of those songs that I put on the Lullaby Hotline last year, I actually like recorded and made like better versions of to release like for official releases down the line and stuff. So I think eventually, you know, like all of them will be out and they'll just be like, you know, 1,000 songs on Spotify.
This is a curiosity of mine. Is the umbilical cord song on that list?
It is on that list. Yes, I wound up recording it, like making it very, very like big. So I hope that comes out like on an official album. You know, I think that's one of the better songs I have, which is kind of
make it the single, the lead single, please.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be just for people like delivering babies, like really getting. They will be very happy about this. You know, representation.
Okay, and just to end this interview, what advice would you give to somebody because starting in music, they always say it's complicated. I mean, every single job is hard when you have to work for it. So what advice would you give to anyone who wants to like pursue their dream?
Man, I would say that is practice a lot and don't get too offended when someone says they don't like it, because when somebody says they don't like it or they're always looking for you to be better. And I think just being able to take like constructive criticism and even the stuff that's not constructive, like even if it's just criticism and you don't believe it, you know, I think like basically bring down the highs and, you know, also bring down the lows, you know, like you don't have to, it's never too deep. And if you want to just keep doing it, you just got to keep doing it.
Well, that's a nice advice. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
Thank you so much, Papa. Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you. Have a great day and
great to
hear new songs.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, I'll see you later.
All right, bye.